What is up, winning team? Hello and welcome. I am going to be doing a quick little food haul of what I just bought in Poland because I'm going to be making my friend a chicken soup because she's not feeling very good. And I was like, look, you stay here because she's got to work from home anyway. And I will go gallivanting and collect the goods. So wait for the reveal of the price. Okay. So, should ask me to get some lemons. I just like to say, so far, the look of the quality of the produce, I'm not mad at. So I got some lemons, and yes, there is some unnecessary plastics and whatnot. I've got what I'm hoping are bay leaves. Bearing in mind that this is a woman who has a kitchen that I can actually respect. So she really has everything, or a lot of things. I just bought a few extras to just make sure that she was getting the full... We're fully sending this back to health journey. This I'm so happy about. The mushrooms, the dried mushrooms. Dried mushrooms are so underrated. Used a lot in like Asian cooking. By Asian, I mean East Asian. And I got this whole bundle, love, as if it was made for this. It's got a leek in it. It's got celery, carrots, parsnips, swede. So this was perfect because this just put everything together because I'm still trying to figure out what words mean what. So when I saw this here bundle, I was like, this is great. Oh, and we've also got a whole bunch of herbs in here. So, we're going to go through this. I'm going to go through this properly when I'm back. And then I bought some chicken. I couldn't work out if I wanted to get a whole chicken. I decided to go for chicken pieces, which is quite a lot of chicken. But the thing is, it's good for your health. You know what I mean? Let's have plenty. We need to have plenty. So I got all this chicken. So I got like a couple pieces. And anyway, they're all going to be turned. Everything's going to be turned into soup. And did I get anything else? Oh yeah, a bulb of garlic, and I forgot to get shallots, right? But anyways, everything else she has at the house. She also has things like onions, all the herbs and things. But there's a few key ingredients that I put in every soup, and that is bay leaves, which I can't believe. And I have to say, a public apology to my mum growing up, because she always used to, I used to say to her, like, what's the point of the bay leaf? And now I put them in everything. Anytime there's any type of illness, there's a bay leaf involved with me. Few, in fact. But yeah, this bundle with the herbs is going to be amazing. But I don't want to open it now because it's so well packed. So this is all going to be just brothing away. This is why I came out early, because when I realized she was sick and I had the idea, I said, look, I'm going out early. The house is going to be smelling of chicken. Because I came in the house yesterday. The house is smelling of food. She's made all this stuff. So I was like, listen, you chill. I'm here just on tourist energy. I'm going to do this. I've just been recording videos. I'm having the time of my life, right? And, and I also got this, which I like to buy these types of things because I'm about to plan an entire series, right? Which again, sponsored and inspired by the patriarchy. So I thought I would go with something on brand. Every single season when I have a new topic area of my life and like whatever the season is with the Lord, it's kind of like what I used to do in school, because like doing things with the Lord is like doing things in school with the Lord, if that makes sense. So just like how I would at school, I'd pick something to match the energy of the moment. I thought I'd get this. It's about moto technology, speed, since I'm being speeded away in all these different cars, all these different guys who drop you off and pick you up without you having to ask, won't let you lift your finger, right? You don't even have to open your legs. Oh, wow. Someone is winning. Someone is winning. Because even yesterday, this guy was like, oh, and this is my car, by the way. And I was like, I love it here. So these are the things, by the way, when people are wondering, I've realized now, when people are wondering what I'm doing and why I'm just missing in action, honestly, I'm just around happier people. I'm around happier people. I'm with the Lord. And then because I'm out with the Lord all the time, then I end up attracting men like the Lord. And then we end up just spending time having fun together. You know what I'm saying? So, so how much I spent in total was... It was like 46 zloty. Yeah, 46.14 zloty. Guys, £9. This is unheard of because the quality is so much better. There ain't no way. I would have paid in the UK at this point, which I buy periodically because I'm going to need this for all this studying I'm doing on behalf of you people. So you better be listening and you better be learning that some of us have actually been winning all along. You should have actually been putting respect on our name, right, rather than tarnishing it. This would cost me like 2 or 3 quid. Do you see why I don't come to these countries with things? I just show up with enough clothing and like my toiletries, my Bible and a notebook, and my phone and a tripod, because I'm like, I'm going to get whatever I need to get when I'm there, because I just bought some lip gloss as well. I bought a lip gloss. And the funny thing is about buying brands in another place is you don't really know. I think this is Essence though. I got a lip gloss because I'm like, my lip glosses are running out. I knew they would be cheaper here. And also now I have to get some ASAP because I guess, this guy was telling me about how I got nice lips. Thank you. And this other fragrance. So yeah, and that is £9.63, 46.14 zloty. This is a joke, because this amount of soup could feed probably, in terms of the numbers of bowls of soup, even if it was only the ingredients in here, of which I'm still going to use more for my friends. But anyway, let's just assume we only use the ones in here. Could feed at least 8 people a bowl of soup. So that's like, do you guys understand? This whole thing, I'm not sure what it would have cost me. When I get back, guys, someone remind me to go and do a price comparison. But anyway, I'm going to now head back to my friends, because I was only supposed to be popping out and then I got carried away making videos because of all the things you guys are going to see. And so I'm going to head back to my friends. I need to get the soup on ASAP so that it can be nice and hot and lovely, at least by a bit later. I wanted to do it at the brink of dawn. But I got distracted making videos and, just like, and walking around and just kind of figuring things out, because obviously it's a language I don't know. And I was saying in another clip as well, and it's so sad in a way. One thing I really dislike about the West, in particularly the UK, is that, and I'm not, by the way, I want you guys to know that I do love the UK. It's just that there's a lot wrong with the UK. And I was thinking that it's actually one of the biggest things wrong with it is the pride of Britain. You have all this pride, but what are you proud of? It's the same thing like I'm saying about the adult population. You have all this pride. What are you proud of? Because you've got nothing to be proud of. Like, this is why I was loving this guy's energy, and I'm loving his energy because he's like, yeah, this is my car, this is my this. These guys, they've got their lives together. They've got their lives together, and they've got their minds together. They're not wasting time on the riffraff women. Right? They're not wasting their time on these stupid insta baddies like even Elon Musk was. They've got their minds together. They've got self-control. Right? So when I'm around them, it's a safe space. I can enjoy myself. Like, they can take pride. They can take pride that they've conquered their own flesh. They can take pride, like Christ, fasting 40 days and 40 nights. They're not just throwing it out for any old woman. They're not just losing their head just because they're sitting next to a woman they think is attractive, right? They can actually make eye contact. This guy, I was so impressed how, as I was talking and we went off on a side quest conversation. First of all, I was impressed with his ability to remember what we were talking about before. And then I was even more surprised and impressed that he was the one who brought us back, because I didn't even expect you to have the capability. But then I forgot I was in the presence of a real man, real masculinity. So he did. And he was like, sorry, what were you saying before about after we cackled away about something else? And I was like, well, ain't God good? Won't he do it? Anyhow. So yeah, I'm like, what do you guys have something to take pride in? What do you have to take pride in? You're there walking around pridefully, this. No, you've got nothing to be proud of. You're an embarrassment to yourself. And I don't mean that in a rude way, like to be harsh. I'm saying that as in, like, sometimes this is how I talk to myself, so that I can get out of wherever I've got myself in. So I can actually stand up. You know what I'm saying? Not just make excuses. And so that's kind of the thing with the UK, where I'm like, everywhere else doesn't have an excuse for not knowing another language, for not knowing English, but English people have every excuse for not knowing other languages. Even I've been guilty of it. And I'm like, you know what? I respect. This is why I take. I was laughing that as we got off the plane, yeah, I'm literally standing here with this grown Polish man, while we've both been sweating and crying of laughter, and his face is still red and everything in the airplane. And now, because he's decided, he's like, he wants to introduce me to his mom, right? He's like, I'm having to learn how to say, I can't even still say it. I'm learning. I'm like, how do I say hello? How do I say thank you? So now we're doing a quick lesson on Polish, because I'm like, I have to, out of respect, again, rather than being like, oh, well, I got it. Out of respect, I got to learn how to speak the language. You know what I'm saying? And it was even in Italy, they were like, hey, you've been coming. Where's your Italian at? And I'm like, you know what? Thank you for wanting me to win in life. Thank you for saying things to me that may bring the best out of me, and saying it in love, and saying it because you want to see me do better, not because you're taking pride in crushing my energy things you can't even do. So anyway, I'm gonna go. And the funny other thing is, I'm not scaring the Polish people with my energy. In fact, their energy is like mine. That's what I was thinking when I was in the plane, you guys. Hey, whoa! Listen, I nearly choked on the amount of testosterone in that airplane. I'm here having this with this guy. There's a dude standing at the front of the plane, right? Tall, gorgeous man, yeah. And I was like, God, is there something wrong with me? Or is there something that's actually happening here, right? And he's holding his baby and he's singing to his baby, and he stood there at the front of the aeroplane with his crying child singing to them, with it looking in the direction of all of us in the entire plane. And he was not breaking a sweat. He did not care. He wasn't overly worried about if he's hurting somebody else or whatever. He had to do the business he had to do. So I'm not even that bothered about doing this, because I feel like these guys here, their energy is so different and they're such hard workers. Like me and the guy in the plane were laughing about how lazy British people are. That's the other funny thing. Because I'm walking around, I'm in the supermarket just now. I'm the one who's still walking slow now. Normally I'm the one walking faster, but I'm the one who's walking slow now. People say things to you directly. You know what I'm saying? People say things to you directly. So I'm like, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I've barely even been here. I've not even been here, I don't even think 12 hours yet. Actually, I've been here about 15. You know, so I'm getting on with my day, but that was the haul. You guys see what I'm saying about unrealistic, like having pride that doesn't make any sense. Because what are you people proud of? And why are you so miserable? And yet you have the pride of Britain. You're not even patriotic. I love that this guy was like, he wants to take me around Poland and show him his country that he's proud of, and Polish beer is better than German beer. And I was like, you tell them, talk your ish. You know what I'm saying? Let us know. Let us know where we need to go, and let us know what we need to do, because now I want to see. Now I'm enticed. Now I'm interested, because you are passionate about what you're doing. And I also have respect. And I'm also starting to think, I'm actually going to direct him. So anyway, I am going to get on with my soup making, and what will I do? We'll see. Like I said, it's the patriarchy season. The Lord knows what he's doing. I just say yes. I'm just an obedient daughter of the king. And off I go to make my friend some soup. Because, we've got to get well. There's like guys asking us about, we want to take you to the beach. Don't worry about booking no Ubers. We want to come and get you. You don't have to worry about anything. And this is also, by the way, funnily enough, sometimes how other people's poor actions then benefit others. Because I noticed that a lot of guys, where they've dealt with so many women that like are so entitled, part of the reason that they're doing all of this is because they feel like that's the only way they're going to get in, which is something that annoys me, because I'm like, I'm here to get to know you, and I don't want to be discussing where we're going to eat for dinner. Let's go for a freaking hike. But then isn't it funny that people say take a hike, touch grass, but then you guys don't even do that? That's the crazy part. You be saying things. This is what I'm saying, the pride. But anyway, and then what was I saying? Yeah, I remember. Because they feel now, like, because of all the rest of you grumpy, bitter, vindictive, jealous women, angry, unhappy, entitled. Did I say entitled? Entitled. When someone like me comes along who's used to having to like fight for my life and like always, they already expect that's what I'm going to be expecting. So I get to benefit off of it anyway. This is what I'm saying to you guys. I am the winner. You should have never no one should have ever messed with me, because now I am benefiting off of your hard work. That's why the Bible says the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. Hello. Oh, look at that. Men being men over there with their drills drilling into the stones. I might just stay here for another 15. I might just actually go and buy myself a coffee and just kick back here for another 15 minutes. So I'm getting distracted, right? Getting distracted now. Now I'm losing my head. When I got off the plane, oh my gosh, I was a mess. I had to take a few minutes at border control to gather myself, right? Like I'd been lost in the sauce. All for the sake of what? Patriarchy. And you know what's funny about all of this as well, before the hating community evidently comes in, the ones who have been entertaining the riffraff and giving it all for the riffraff and then wondering why their life is filled with issues that come from riffraff. These situations that I go through, it's great. I know my boundaries. I have self-control. So the thing is, again, this is why we can do this, me and these guys. We're not like the rest of you who are like, this is what I'm saying, guys, I'm like, oh, you really do sound single and sexless all the time, I'm thinking. These guys, they've got women throwing themselves at them. So we can just giggle and cackle, go on a few dates, and then if after that it doesn't go into anything, they don't really care that much, because you know what, they've been through stuff in life. It's like me, I don't really care. I've been through stuff in life. It was nice to just enjoy myself for 2 hours on a flight, or enjoy myself for a week. That's why this stuff works. That's why I've hit the jackpot. That's why I've mastered the patriarchy. But and may they live long. So yeah, that's the funny thing. And then again, I just don't let it go along for a certain point of thing. There's certain little boundaries that I have. This dude's mom is involved. That is one of my protective shields. He's not going to want to mess around with me now that I've had made a lovely impression on his mom. You know what I mean? And now they're trying to invite me for a barbecue, and he was telling me he wishes I was there with their morning coffee, right? I always suggest doing things like going on drives for one main reason. I ain't coming to your house unless I know for a fact that I know you're the kind of guy that's like has it within you. So yeah, let's go for a drive. Win-win. You get to spend some time with somebody, and I get to be in somebody's car, in a car of a man, while they're driving in the fast lane in the middle of the night, because that's the only time they have available, because they're actually working. They're actually working hard, and they're working like 2-3 jobs and all of this. So of course I'm going to make sure that they're belly laughing and all this stuff and enjoying themselves and making little cheeky comments here and there, because they're literally doing everything for us. I get to be safe out at night, right? Everybody goes back to where they have to go, and then because they're the actual busy working men, they don't have time for nonsense. They got to get home, and then I can just do but you should really go home anyway, and I couldn't come anyway because you've got work in the morning and you're a hard working man. And look at how your biceps are this is the stuff that I say. But anyway, if life's a game. But I only say things I mean. I just want to be clear. That's what's different between me and other women. I only say things to men that are the truth. I have this thing about it. Like, if I'm going to say something to guys, I'm truthful. I'm not going to say a compliment I don't mean, and I'm not going to say what I don't really think. So I'm not manipulating anyone. I'm just being honest throughout. And that's why I can get away with this stuff, and why I'm not doing anything heinous, because I'm being honest in everything that I'm saying. And I think they can also tell. And also because, like I said, that's all I can be in life. All I can be is honest. The only reason people lie is to manipulate. That's why when the Bible says thou shalt not lie, it's not just because he's trying to bash rules over your head. It's because when he says thou shalt not lie, lying is a manipulative tactic, like how witchcraft is manipulation and control. So if I'm deadly honest and these guys are reacting in their way, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that they like it over here. It's not my fault, But if you're lying and deceiving, then, voice over me here. Another thing I just wanted to add is that also we have this funny thing that we do. And when I say I just try things out and see how it goes, right? Because I know about the issues between men and women. So I trial things out in order to try and, do God's work. So one of the things I do is, if I've seen them more than once and it's been like a while, let's say I haven't seen them for 2 weeks or something, right? I will actually ask them what they think, if they think I've lost or gained weight. And the funny thing is, meanwhile, we're watching the rest of you lot and the other ladies getting upset about every little which way thing, right? And these guys are giving me great feedback. They're like, actually, your thighs look a little bit bigger, but your stomach's shrunk. I'm thinking, thank God I was bloating. Well, you look a bit bloated, yeah. It's nice. It's very nice over here. Oh yeah, my other two faves. Once upon a time, my youngest brother will just tell me I look pregnant. And we just cry of laughter about it, because it's actually helpful to know. Because then the thing is, by them giving me honest advice,
it actually lets me know the actual state of how I'm looking, and it actually helps me to get into better shape. And also, a lot of them will even help give you good advice, because obviously they're the ones breaking their backs. But the other one is my other brother. The other day, this was when I got back, the day he came to get me after Italy. I said to him, "Oh, you look handsome." And he's like, "You look handsome too."
Just saying. Anywho, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna make some soup for me girly. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying it all. And I know I'm gonna upset people with this, but ever since Jezebel had the cheek and audacity this morning to say with her mouth in my ear, well, of course you can hear me. Of course you can hear me. So I'm saying heinous. That's heinous. But that's the same voice. That's how I realized. I know her voice because that's the voice I'm using. I'm talking about, oh my gosh, you're such a hardworking man. Of course you heard me. It's the same exact voice, but it's about who's using it and what they're using it for, because that's the thing that God created us to do as women. And we learned from the great deceiver. So anyway, I'm still dropping Bible gems. Can you see this? The men are literally part of the journey. They're part of this whole process. And we have conversations about stuff like this. It's great. And then I learned something already now, new that I didn't know about, I won't even say. They're part of the journey. This is part of God's, it's like being in a game where you just, in a game, you just go exploring, and then you just, there's like people waiting with like a bubble over their head, like you need to click on, like in games, and you click on them and then you go on like some side quest. That's exactly what this is. But then you come back from the side quest having known something greater for the main quest. You see what I'm saying? And if we were actually good at dating as humans, then even the dating scene would actually make sense in some way, because at least then you'd be learning things along the way. But instead we're just developing vindictiveness and bitterness, and then you go and attack the woman, right? And the woman's doing what you're not prepared to do. Sorry. If life's a game. I've made over 2,000 videos. You people still don't listen. It's only now that people want to now start listening. I'm like, yeah, it's about freaking time. And I've been enjoying all of this in the behind the scenes. This is what I've realized, because by accident I've just found myself in this predicament where they're always throwing themselves at me, and I'm not doing the work of the Lord. I'm doing the work of the Lord. Does that make sense? And then guess what? You people still get to benefit off of me even after how you treated me. And you know what? That's on being a good woman. And on that note, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one.